What is up, aliens, frogs, and friends? So today we're going to be doing our Am I the Asshole? One of the best subreddits for, figuring out if someone is the asshole or not. Am I the asshole for drinking alcohol at every family gathering and cryptically smiling when somebody suggested I do it because I can't handle hanging out with them? I'm a grown-ass man. I'm 32, my family is huge and unbelievably annoying. I'm gay, and that is the Voldemort of our family. Everyone knows about it, and most are afraid to acknowledge it. For that reason, everyone is fucking weird around me. They never know what to talk to me about, they're afraid of asking me anything, so they don't really know much about me or my life. And they usually end up talking about the weather, themselves, or my 7 million nieces and nephews. Years ago, I started dealing with the problem by coming to such gatherings as rarely as possible, and when I have to be there, I just get drunk. Not the lying under the table, puking in Nana's shoes plastered, but finding everything amusing drunk. I'm not normally a drinker, so it doesn't take much to get me to that stage. However, recently, my brother made the observation that I drink every time he sees me. He sounded almost worried and asked if I drink every day, and I said no, not at all. Then he started laughing and said, "What, you only drink when you see us? You couldn't handle being around us sober, huh?" And I just sort of smiled and took a sip of my mulled wine and didn't respond. 20 minutes later, my mom comes up to me and says my brother's wife told her I only get drunk when I'm around them because I can't stand any of them. I ask her how my sister-in-law knows that because I never said it. She goes away and comes back with my sister-in-law who admits I never said it, but I never denied it either. They put me on the spot, so I said it's not as bad as that. I just find it easier to socialize with so many people if I have 2 to 3 drinks. My mom and sister-in-law were like, "Nope, you hate us. Admit you hate us. Well, fine. If you hate us, fine. Don't come see us anymore. Who cares? We don't care. You don't care. Nobody cares." And so on and so forth. It was just a vomit of passive aggression that I wasn't able to get a word in. So finally, when they asked me to leave, I did. The only person who's contacted me since then is my brother, who laughed when he spoke to me on the phone and said they didn't mean it, but admitted that he felt it was kind of asshole-ish of me to get drunk at every gathering. Honestly, the other option for me is to not go at all. I'm going because they like seeing me and being with me, despite not liking most things about me. So I feel like getting a little drunk is the less asshole-ish route than not going at all. Edit. Just to make it clear to the people who are under the impression my family isn't homophobic, just because I didn't list what they've done to me or try to do to me, doesn't mean they aren't homophobic. My parents have invited strangers to our house to talk to me when I was 17, to tell me I will never find happiness, truth, or love as long as I am an immoral person. They outed me to the whole town when they talked to the priest, and he made me the topic of one of his Sunday services, which in turn resulted in every kid I went to school with to know I'm gay, bully me, and beat the crap out of me. They tried stopping me from going to university for fear it would exacerbate my gay feelings. They called me disgusting, an animal, an embarrassment, not my son. My father demolished my room when I left for university and told me that I wasn't welcome there anymore. I didn't speak to any of them for 2 years as a result of that, and so on and so forth. Getting to where I am with my family now took a lot of hard work and getting over it. And it's exhausting keeping it up, avoiding most topics about my life, and not being able to be my authentic self. I don't think this guy's the asshole. I mean, he pretty much has to be a different person when he's around his family. He can't talk about most of the things in his life. And he seems to be completely fine with that, or at least somewhat okay with it, to the point of where he can be with them and, not talk about really his life at all. But he just, he'd rather be drunk when he does it. He'd rather be a little bit more loose and more enthusiastic and, think things are funnier. He'd rather do that around them than to just not hang out with them at all. And it seems like he really can't stand them when he's sober. So I can see why he would want to do this. I don't think he's the asshole at all. Am I the asshole for talking on the phone about how my roommate has a different girl over every few days? One of the girls overheard. Yesterday I got home from work and the apartment was empty. I share it with a guy and a girl I know from college. I'm a girl, by the way. I went to my room and put on my Bluetooth noise cancelling headphones and called my friend. She lives a couple states away now, and we have a long call every few weeks to catch up. I usually call her right after work. My roommates tend to work later, so I'm used to having privacy for the call. We talked about work, our sports, her new apartment, all sorts of stuff. Then we started talking about my living situation. I said, "Oh, I'm so frustrated with my roommate John. He has a new girl over every few days and he doesn't even take them to his bedroom. He'll hang out in the living room and watch Netflix and I'll just walk in on him filling them up. Plus, I swear they're stealing my shampoo and conditioner. Like, have they never learned to pack a whole bag with their own toiletries? And I can't even tell them to pack their own shower stuff because it's never the same girl twice. What do I even do? Make a goddamn sign? Dear all of John's one night stands." My friend was laughing hard, plus I was wearing my noise cancelling headphones so I didn't hear a thing but our conversation. I was raising my voice near the end for comedic effect, not because I was really that mad. A couple minutes later we were talking about something else and I heard pounding on my bedroom door. I told her to wait a minute and went to the door. John was there and he was mad. He'd come home with the date and they were sitting down to watch something when she heard my whole tirade and he was sure I'd known he had a girl over and did it on purpose. I said I wasn't doing that. I thought I was alone and I was just venting and making my friend laugh. But he didn't believe me. He snapped at me for being pedo, being a cockblock, etc. He also said it sounded psycho to make a bathroom sign, and I was like, chill, that was obviously a joke. I told him to walk it off, my friend was still on the line, and I wanted to talk to her. He's still pissed off a day later. Am I the asshole? Edit. To everyone saying I should address it with him, I've tried a bunch. I've told him I'd prefer if he took them straight to his room instead of making out and filling them up on the sofa because that's not something I want to see. And he shot that idea down saying he can't just take a girl home and take her straight to his bed. Girls don't like it without foreplay. So I was like, how about you do that foreplay in your car or at a pub or something? And he said no to that too. I've always asked him to tell them to stop using my shampoo and he's like, okay, sure. But then somehow my bottle's still empty even when I'm on vacation. Or even when I haven't washed my hair in my own place for weeks. I often shower at the gym and then don't shower at home that night. So he's well aware of all of this already. Also, I definitely didn't mean to have him over here. This was at 5:30 and he doesn't get off work till 6. Then he has a 45-minute commute. I had no idea he'd taken off work. I was purposefully calling my friend at a time I expected to have the place to myself so I'd have privacy. You are definitely not the asshole. I mean, if he's going to take the living space and, take it for himself, make or maybe not everyone, but make you uncomfortable by having to see that and, just all around disregarding your feelings, then he shouldn't be mad if you complain about it. Like, it's completely your right to, say what you want to say in the context of, your own conversation in your own room. So, like, that's not your fault at all, and you're not the asshole. If anything, he's the asshole for basically ignoring everything that you've asked him to do and by not compromising with you. But yeah. Okay, so that was a pretty short video, but I didn't really have that much time today. I was really busy today. That's why the videos are all coming out so late today. But yeah, if you like the video, don't hesitate to give it a like. And if you, really like me, really like the content I put out, then don't hesitate to subscribe. But yeah, check out my other videos. And I'll see you later.